Hello, Kamil. Could you please give an introduction about yourself?
Yes, so my name is Kamil. I'm from Poland, and I'm the owner of the company that produces and delivers stairs to the clients, different kinds of stairs. So it's something different that you can see on the real world platform every day.
No. And you even named yourself this there guy.
Yeah, simple as
No,
that.
indeed. All right. So, what influenced your decision to join the real world?
The biggest influence it had at the beginning, because it would be about 2 years since I joined, and 2 years ago, I was unsure if it's normal that I focus on work so much as a business owner, that it takes so much time, that I work pretty much twice as much as my employees, or even three times more sometimes. And once I joined and learned from the lessons and also learned from other people, noticed that it's not that uncommon. It made me feel more comfortable that what I'm doing, this is the right way of doing it. Because previously I was not so sure. So first 3 year, I think it would be like it introduced me to the world of hardworking people. So it stopped being so uncommon. But nowadays, it's pretty much trying to figure out how to set up everything that I learned so far during 2 years, because it's a lot of work that needs to be done still. And it's not as easy to set up everything so you can, let's say, focus on living and not working.
Yep. Okay, understood. So, how long were you running your business before you joined the real world?
It would be 3 years, yes.
3 years. So already quite established, and then you joined. What campuses did you get into? Was it business mastery?
Well, at first, I think I started watching Content Creation Campus, because I thought that learning content creation will bring me marketing skills and will teach me how to create content for my own company. But after watching the lessons and then later joining Business Mastery Campus, finding out about Arno and Lauren Knox and their many videos on the topic, I actually switched campuses and pretty much stayed there for good.
Okay. And what lessons did you implement from the business mastery campus into your own business that you'd say have been the most influential?
Oh, the most influential were the lessons from Lord Knox and his KPI lessons. He also provided us with many live streams talking about more advanced stuff. So with the matter of time and me setting up different statistics, KPIs, which I've never done previously, then I started noticing the patterns and the mistakes that I've made. And even once, it was actually last year, when we thought that we are making progress. We tracked the numbers year to year, and then we noticed, oh, there is no progress. We are stagnant. Like, so that was something that I would not discover if not implementing what Lord Knox taught us to do. And it actually influenced a lot of decisions this year, starting from January.
Okay, amazing. For the people who maybe aren't in the real world and are watching this, what is KPI and how did it work for your business? How did you implement it?
Well, I won't be going into details because there's entire 1.5 hour long live recording out of Lord Knox explaining this. But basically, KPIs are measurement tools that you can use to make sure that you know the numbers of your own business. So let's say you want to know what is the average price of your product per month. or the average price per product out of entire year. If you know those numbers, then when you make new calculations, new offers for the clients, this will give you the idea, is this deal actually worth pursuing? It's like 50% less than what we averagely make. Maybe I better focus on something that is higher than our average number. If you focus on things that are higher than your average average deal, then you'll basically constantly increasing that average, meaning increasing also the income. So that's pretty much one example of how you can use it. Yes.
Okay, makes sense. And then, since you've been in the real world for 2 years, did you end up joining the Heroes here?
Yeah, I actually upgraded to
Absolutely.
once it got released. And that was, I think that was the second milestone, which I would say that helped me the most, because having access to Luke's advice directly in the chat was, for someone who is advanced and not someone who is just building things, having access to someone who knows answer to every question, it was very helping, very helping.
Okay. If you were to give some kind of example for how one of the lessons contributed to your business, would you have something to say?
You mean out of the champions here?
Out of Heroes here or Champions here, yeah.
Well, what sticks the most is advice from Luke that I got. He advised me to introduce the upfront payment for the entire deal, for giving a small percentage discount to the client, so I can encourage clients to pay upfront for the entire deal that we have, even if the deal we are about to make, we will fulfill it in half a year from now. And that was the biggest change, because in my industry there is a lot of delays that are not in my control. There are delays at the building sites with other contractors, and let's say if I have a deal signed that I need to fulfill in May, and I think I will get the money in May, if I don't fulfill the order because I'm not able to, because the client is not ready, I'm not getting my money in May. And that makes a lot of problems in business. So getting the money up front helps with that issue tremendously. It's like fixing it right away. So I was actually surprised how many people positively, out of the clients, positively reacted to that kind of offer and are deciding to participate in that, which makes my company more stable and easier to manage in case of finances.
No. Okay. So, not surprised that people love discounts.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's true.
All right. So yeah, really cool. That, as you said, makes your business a lot more stable, which is super important. So, now I'd like to get a bit more personal. So,
Mm.
how has your average day changed at all in those 2 years since you joined the real world? Are you doing anything differently since then?
Yeah, I remember at the very beginning, because I was not training at all. I was always fit, never had problems with like weight and that kind of stuff because I'm very active. But at the very beginning, I listened to everyone around the platform talking that you need to train, you need to be at the gym every day, and so on and so on. And it stuck in my brain. And after a while, I was like, "Oh, this is not normal. I'm not training." Like, even if I thought about successful person, and even the people I knew out of internet, I always could connect them that this guy is training, this guy is training, this guy is training. They're all successful. They're all training. So it probably needs to be done. So sooner or later, I just knew that the problem with me will be that I don't have I'm very often in trouble because I'm still the one delivering the stairs, and I have a very busy schedule. So I figured I need to make it easy for myself. So you know what I did? I actually bought and established my own gym at the company. So when I was like super busy, like I had no time to go to the gym, I could just jump out of the office during the break for 30 minutes, do my workout, and then go back to work. And like it in like you having the ability to do the workout just like that without the need of going for 1 hour to the gym somewhere in the city and then going for 1 hour back is super helpful. The other thing I did, I joined actually kickboxing sessions. So I joined kickboxing lessons twice a week whenever I'm in town. And it was something that I'm sticking to because it's very fun. Yes.
Okay, so yeah, really cool. Um, I had a question in mind. Let me see if I remember. Oh yeah, you mentioned delivering the stairs yourself. So do you
Yes.
actually have a team for other things then, or are you running the company solo?
I have no. I have 4 employees right now, and we have over 500 square meters of production and offices. So it's not a small facility. It's not like a ultra small building. Considering a lot of companies from my industry start like at 100 meters, 40 meters. So it's quite big, I'd say. And the problem with stairs is like the most complicated thing out of delivering it is the assembly itself. So I'm in the middle of training one of the guys who is supposed to replace me, but it just takes a lot of time because we deliver about 4 sets of stairs a month, and there is also at least 8 different types of stairs. Each stairs is different, so it takes a lot of time to train him, like practically, because he needs to be there, he needs to see what and how we do certain things. So it will take a while before I actually can stick only to sitting in the office and managing the company itself.
Okay, understood. And I'm wondering then, with the 4 employees you have, what kind of a culture have you set up within the business, and what do you look for when hiring new people, or is it something you're not too focused on at the moment since it's a fairly small team?
This is dynamically changing, especially lately, because at the very beginning when I started hiring, I didn't hire 4 employees at once. I had one guy, then I had the second one, then I had the third one, and so on and so on. So at the very start, I thought I'd like to be open with my employees and tell them how we do things, why we do things, how much did they earn, and like even the numbers. I would show them the numbers and all, just to make sure they understand current situation and if we are improving on that. But after 5 years, I think I need to change it a little bit because it's probably not helping. And listening to advices, actually consulting with some of the professors, that will need to change. But well, I try to make sure that everyone feels comfortable and can come to me and tell me if something is not right. It's just not 100% dependent on me. If someone is not willing to tell me that something is not right, then it's up to him. So it's not like that. It's not that I have 100% of control of what is going on, because every person is different and every employee also is different. He takes things differently, and I just need to accept that.
So, random question, or I guess not that random since you're involved with it. Why did you decide to make a company based around stairs?
Oh, it's probably because of my father and my grandfather somehow. because like when you're the little child, you always say, "Oh, I will not be doing what my father does. No, I will do something different," and then you end up doing exactly the same thing. Well, it's not exactly like that, but it's similar because my grandfather was a carpenter. He had his own shop and he produced doors, windows, and different things from wood. And when I was small, I also played around with the tools, so it kind of stick to me. And then when I was looking for a job, when I finished high school, I actually ended up at the company my father worked for, and that company was producing the stairs. I knew nothing about stairs itself, but back then, but I was young, and I had quite good English language understanding, and that company needed someone to be a translator during the trips to Norway for stair assemblies. So it started like that, and then after 7 years of me working for someone else and starting as someone who knows nothing about the stairs, with finish it up like as someone who is able to assemble any stair no matter what the circumstances, doesn't matter if it fits or not. I was able to do pretty much everything. I also knew how to handle the parts of the production because I was able to produce some of the stairs, and pretty much working on every level except sales back then. Or maybe, yeah, we actually did some sales as well. Because in Norway, I used to sell the stairs to new customers as well. So during the 7 years of me working for someone else, pretty much I learned a lot of doing it, and then just decided to go and try myself, which was totally different story.
Mhm. And how did that go at the start? The first year, setting everything up for the company. At one point, did you decide to get an office building? I just maybe the step by step. I'm interested. How did it go to actually get the company off the ground?
So it involved some luck as well, I think, because I found out lately. Because once we established the company, once I established the company, at first I did not want to have any production. I was the assembly guy for the most part in the previous company. So I tried to find companies that would produce the steel elements, produce the wood, produce the glass, and I would make the project. They would produce all of the elements. I would take the elements, assemble the stairs, and that would be it. So at first I did not have any production place, just a small garage to keep my tools. But with the matter of orders, as it was slowly increasing, I also noticed that the biggest problem doing it like this is I'm out of control of production. So if any of contractors make any mistake, and I'm, let's say, 600 kilometers away from the place where I live, where it was produced, because I have my client on the other side of the country, and something is wrong, well, now it's a problem because I was not in charge of the production. I'm unable to change it in any way. And I need to go back. He needs to change it. And we need to go back to, it was just very difficult to manage. So at first, we started doing wooden elements um, at our small shop. It was a garage which was not supposed to use in a way as we used it, but we managed. And after a while, once it was growing, the first employee actually had the skills to also weld and work with steel. So later we started also doing the steel, and it just grew up from there. So yes, that's how it was.
Okay, so very cool. I think that gives a pretty good perspective now with everything you said about how the company began, how it's doing. So, if you were to roughly estimate, let's say monthly, how much of an increase in your business income do you think you've gotten because of the real world?
Hmm. Looking at the average prices that we have, I think it's safe to say we increased the average price of the deal by at least 50%. Yes,
Mhm.
yes,
So yeah,
yes,
very
yes.
solid. And then provided
That's for sure.
stability for the company. Yep.
That's for sure because, like, at the very, I also learned during the years, and also after talking with Arno. Uh, it seems like basic stuff. This is the funniest thing. The things I talk right now when I talk about it, it seems like basic stuff. Like I should know it from the beginning, but for whatever reason, I don't know why I didn't think about it. Like, you could have products that you earn the most profit out of them. Like, if you have those, do more of those. Like, is it complicated? No, but but it struck to me actually last year when I talked with Arno, and that was one of the biggest changes when we started focusing on more profitable types of stairs, and that was the biggest reason why the increase of 50% actually happened.
Mhm. Okay, really cool. Uh, and as you said, it provided stability as well because now you can also take upfront payment and don't have to worry if things will get delayed, if the money won't come through. So
Yes.
yeah, that as you said, big deal as well.
Mm.
Then for the 50%, is there a figure you could give, or would you prefer to leave it as 50%?
Well, I can tell you in Polish zloty because that would be easier, and then maybe you can just put a number on the screen in USD. So the increase went pretty much from averaging about 29, 30,000 złotych per set of stairs to right now being 45 to 50 thousand zlotych per set of stairs. And these numbers are from the beginning of the year. But looking at the deals I sign right now, I expect that to be even higher at the end of the year.
So yeah, very solid. I looked it up. That's around I think $5,000 extra if I check the if I check the conversion correctly. Okay.
Yes,
Then
this could be.
yep. Then what would you say? Have you actually listened to any of Tate's podcasts? And if so, has he had an impact on you?
Oh, yeah, I listen to all of them.
So I guess you have
You
something
know,
to say about.
I drive a lot, so it's easy to find the time when you're driving for 3 or 4 hours and just put it on the in the background. I think the mindset is the biggest change. The fact that Andrew talks a lot about hard work and that the fact that it never comes easy. Looking at people who made it, just confirms what he says, and yeah, I have super respect to the guy. So yes.
Okay. And then back to you and your business. What the plans do you have for future if you were to lay it out in the short term, medium, and long term?
Hmm. Short term is we would like to make sure that this year we will be averaging um, three delivered deals, projects per month, which would be a 50% increase compared to the previous year. Midterm, I'd like to make sure that I'm not working on the production and delivery anymore, and I can focus purely on managing the business and thinking about improvements and all that kind of stuff. And the biggest of them all is somewhere in the back of my head, it rings. It would be great to be the biggest company, at least in Poland.
Mm. for stairs, right? The
Yes,
go-to guy
research.
for stairs,
Yes,
the
for the guy
stair guy.
who research. Like when someone needs the stairs, he needs to go. Oh, this guy. You need to go to this guy.
Not this
That
guy,
that
not
would
any
be
guy,
great.
the
No,
stair
no.
guy.
Yes, the stair guy. Yes.
All right, very cool. Cool. So I think I'm happy to wrap up there. So for my final question, since the real world provided value to you, it benefited you, what advice do you have to people who are unsure about joining? Maybe they're thinking they might get scammed for $50, or maybe they're just unsure whether it's worth it for the 50. What do you say to them?
Bro, this is it's like if you are thinking for months about spending $50 to something that just by talking to one person increased the profits of my company by like 50%, then there's something wrong about your mindset. Like there's nothing about being scammed in and like even if you try to join for $50 and look at the lessons, talk to people, like there's nothing to be scammed about. Like this is like the stupidest argument I have ever seen, that this is a scam, or I don't really know.
Mhm. Okay, cool. Then thank you for coming on and sharing your story. Cool to hear that. Yeah, you had a business for 3 years before joining, and which is again quite a established business at this point. And you explained the things that you've done to set it up, and then in these past 2 years, implementing lessons from the real world, scaling at least 50% higher because of it. Uh, Really cool to hear. Amazing that yeah, a platform that you join for $50 a month can provide that much value.
Yes, yes, definitely.
Okay, and yeah, so can use this as a testament to the actual value of the reward. And I appreciate you coming on and sharing your story. And I wish you all the best for future.
Exactly. And if you're still thinking, don't think anymore, just take action, and we see you in the real world.